Something has been tested in India, it's relevant for the world. Anywhere else, it will be smaller.
Okay.
So that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
It's a continuous journey, but it's a large geography, big population. But I personally feel the network quality is very, very good, very, very robust. And it has started providing decent bandwidth to most of the subscribers. I like to read, and especially as I'm back here, although I could read anywhere, I'm reading a lot of philosophy and history. A lot has to do with India as well.
Welcome to IMC 2024, and I have a very special guest with me now, Mr. Sharat Sinha. He's Director and CEO, Airtel Business. Very good afternoon, Sharat ji, and thank you so much for taking your time. Sharat, you have been a seasoned technology professional with experience at leading tech companies all over the globe.
Right.
How have you witnessed India's transition in, from being nowhere to a stage where India will now play the cards?
Look, I think India has made a significant progress over the last couple of decades, pretty much. So I've recently moved back to India 3 months ago. And in the last 24 years, while I was outside, I was managing Asia Pac and Japan region. So I was traveling between Australia, Japan, India, China, and everything that falls between them. Every visit to India, I have seen progress. And especially, last couple of years, the level of digital inclusion, the use of technology, and the growth that I've seen is unprecedented. So I've seen a lot of progress here.
That's why you're in India now, right?
That's why I'm back here. Look, I was always here in my heart and mind, but now I'm physically here.
What excites you the most about the current and the future potential of India in the telecom space? Because this is for the first time that we have WTSA being held in India, and India is going to play a very crucial role as far as the standard regulations are concerned. So how do you place India in the global framework?
Look, India is very uniquely positioned. I mean, we have, at Airtel, we launched 5G in 2022. Since then, there is significant usage of not just mobile wireless, but telecommunications across the country. Given the large population we have, 1.4 billion, many of the technologies, both in telecom and technology that telecom service providers provide, we are testing things at scale, which is nowhere else in the world. So if something has been tested in India, it's relevant for the world. Anywhere else, it will be smaller.
Okay.
So that's the beauty of it.
Okay. So what is being tested in India lately?
So anything at scale. If you look at mobile wireless networks, the scale at which we currently are there, we have a significantly large number of users than most of the large countries in the world. Right, so Airtel alone may have, let's say, 375 million users or something to the tune of that, or maybe exceeding that now as it's constantly increasing. So when you have those kind of subscribers, you are testing the network to that scale. And by the way, those number of subscribers is more than the population of the United States.
Yes.
So when you have tested something at scale, and if you provide some digital applications on top of it, you can assume that it will work anywhere in the world. That's the kind of innovation I'm talking about.
Sharat, as you rightly said, connectivity in India is growing. We have the largest population who's on internet.
Right.
But speed is an issue, still an issue. How do you address that?
Look, what might surprise you is that speed is not that bad. Even if you went to more developed countries, supposedly, our coverage is not really bad. And there is constant effort in upgrading networks and to improve the speeds. With 5G, definitely there has been significant increase in the speed that has come.
Yeah.
It's a continuous journey, but it's a large geography, big population. But I personally feel the network quality is very, very good, very, very robust. And it has started providing decent bandwidth to most of the subscribers.
शरद, बहुत से लोगों को ये समझ नहीं आता है कि 5G और 6G में फ़र्क क्या होगा. So what is the three big differentiators?
Look, आज की डेट में तो मैं 5G की बात करूँगा. 5G के कुछ बड़े distinct differentiation versus 4G. And 6G is something which is not there today, and it's still evolving. The standards are not 100% set. But when it comes to 5G, and there are a lot of new things that were introduced. For example, ultra reliable low latency communication, which means you can communicate with very low latency, and the delays are very, very small. Similarly, you can have 1 million IoT devices in a kilometer, which means the reach can be massive to many devices which were not wireless enabled or technology enabled. It can be done. So unleashing a lot of productivity in that space. Network slicing is another concept.
Okay.
So many of these new features that 5G has introduced creates a lot of productivity, and that's very, very different from 4G. And obviously, the bandwidth capacity is much larger.
So Airtel Business has recently partnered with Scaler to launch Airtel Secure Digital Internet. What exactly is this?
Look, we partner with industry's best to make sure that we bring right technologies to the market. Now, Zscaler happens to be a market leader in what they provide, but we also partner with all the leading OEMs in this space. So we take their technology and we have productized it as a service so that people can use it at scale. And they're definitely one of the leading, but we also partner with most of the leading OEM technology providers in the industry.
ये बताइएगा, मैंने आपका रिसेंटली एक स्टेटमेंट पढ़ा था कि 5G नेटवर्क ड्रिवन you mentioned that 5G network driven killer applications are gradually emerging. So what are these killer applications?
Killer applications से basically मतलब ये है कि this is unique to 5G and it is something which solves a fundamental problem which will fully utilize its capability. And I'll go back to the three features I mentioned. अगर हम खाली ultra reliable low latency communication को देखें, IoT coverage को देखें या network slicing को देखें, तो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एनवायरनमेंट में आप ऑटोनोमस मोबाइल रोबोट्स लगा सकते हैं, उनको IoT इनेबल कर सकते हैं. जितने डिवाइसेस हैं मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एनवायरनमेंट में, चाहे वो डिस्क्रीट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो या कंटिन्यूसली रनिंग प्रोसेस प्लांट हो, उसका डेटा कैप्चर करके that data can be utilized for preventive and predictive maintenance, which is very, very critical for manufacturing environment. ऐसा करने से कई चीज़ें होती हैं. एक तो productivity significantly gets enhanced. Secondly, it creates optimization in terms of resources utilized. The companies can become more profitable and more efficient as well. Longer run में it also creates a lot of energy savings, so it's also good from ESG perspective.
शरद, आपका व्यू क्या है इंडिया स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम पे, खासकर भी कि टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड जो स्टार्टअप्स हैं? सो अगर किसी यंगस्टर को आपको यू हैव टू बी अ मेंटोर टू हिम और हर, व्हाट विल योर the learnings from the learnings that you had, what will your advice be?
Look, based on my learning, if I have to advise anybody on startup, I'd say the only place to start a startup should be in India.
Yeah.
Simply because the market is huge. The environment that we are living in today, it creates huge opportunities in every space. चाहे आप B2C space में देखें, consumers के लिए इतना बड़ा scale मिलना, rising middle class, growing economy, and a very positive vibe across the whole population. So you can definitely create a lot of things there. On the B2B side of things, on enterprises and governments, ज़्यादातर businesses or government are very open about adopting new technologies.
Right.
And once again, I'll go back to the statement I made earlier. अगर आप इंडिया के लिए कुछ करते हैं तो आप ग्लोबल स्केल पे करते हैं. और आज अगर ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी को देखा जाए तो the world is very, very connected. You're not creating product just for the country. You're born global from day one.
Yes.
तो अगर आप इंडिया में स्केल करते हैं तो आप ग्लोब में भी स्केल करना बड़ा आसान हो जाता है. But this is a very good test bed. जहाँ आज की डेट में वेंचर कैपिटल भी है. There is a huge young population, educated population which can contribute towards it. और एक इकोनॉमिक एनवायरनमेंट है जहाँ आप सक्सेसफुल हो सकते हैं. बस प्लस हमारे पास जो स्केल है, इट शुड नॉट बी अंडर एस्टिमेटेड. और कौन सी जगह है जहाँ आप 1.4 बिलियन लोगों पे चीज़ें ट्राई कर सकते हैं?
True. What about the ease of doing business?
I think it has improved over years, and there's a lot of work still needs to be done. I would not say that we have reached the destination. It's a journey in continuum, but we are making progress.
Okay, the coolest technology trend you are personally excited about?
The confluence of 5G, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing.
Okay.
If we can use that, it will create enormous innovation. It will unleash a lot of productivity and revenue opportunities for our customers.
Any tech gadget or tool that you can't live without?
For me, I've been using multiple, but I use combination of a few LLMs, but I use on my mobile device. So that has pretty much become my device of choice. But आपकी device में भी आप कौन से applications use करते हैं वहाँ पे depend करता है. तो I'm more into choosing the right application.
सबसे ज़्यादा use करते हैं अपने मोबाइल पे?
Well, आज की date में मैं Perplexity use कर रहा हूँ, which my children advised me, and I'm finding it quite useful. It's a AI based tool which gives good insights on the go.
So what do you do in your leisure time?
I like to read, and especially as I'm back here, although I could read anywhere, I'm reading a lot of philosophy and history. A lot has to do with India as well.
आप एक यू आर टेकी,
Right.
पर सुकून मिलता है अगर टेक्नोलॉजी को एक साइड पे रखे तो?
काफ़ी सुकून मिलता है, और टेक्नोलॉजी में आने के लिए भी कई बार आपको टेक्नोलॉजी से दूर रहना होता है,
Right.
so that you can work with the technology and on the technology from a distance from the technology.
Very true. Thank you so much, Sharat, for your time.
Thank you.
Pleasure speaking with you, sir.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you.